I'm sorry, I'd also like to inform those that just came in, there's a registration list that's going around. If your name is not on it, please, please, please put it down. And also, there's water here. I'm pretty sure you guys know where the bathrooms are. Yeah.
Hello everyone. As you can see on the board, I'm Eroko Azinjem. So I am a scientist researcher at the Department of Environmental, Water and Health Sciences, Faculty of Science. So basically, I will be talking about combating environmental issues through research. Okay, before starting with the title, we have some keywords. As a researcher, we have to define some keywords. Like environmental issue, we can see harmful effect of human activity on the biophysical environment. And combating, we know, when we are combating any issue, we are talking about mitigation, we are talking about reduction. So, for the sustainability is the key to prevent or reduce the effect of environmental issues that we are going to talk further. So, according to the United Nations, we have 70 SDG, meaning Sustainable Development Goals. So, as a scientist in South Africa and EGT, I'm more focused on water. So from the water area, we are going to see the link that we are going to prove today through Eroko Azinjem, your brother. Change. So I know I am with my siblings, that is why you are laughing. We have also the background and motivation why brother Eroko was doing such research. Because we have seen that in South Africa we have a real problem of water, so acid mine drainage. AMD, because acid mine drainage is one of the typical pollutants of fresh water in South Africa. And then reverse osmosis, that we have those membranes capable to filter that AMD. But we know that the side effect is the brine solution that we are going to collect. And that brine solution was helping me during my master research in Pretoria. Change. The research problem, we have also seen that we do not have a lot of articles related to the solution, how to give the solution to the AMD, specifically biologically. And then Eroko Azinjem, who is your brother, was the first in TUT doing that research, and he did well. Let's move forward, Amen. So, let's talk now science. Bioremediation. What is bioremediation? Remediation and bio. That's all. The treatment that uses natural occurring organisms to break down hazardous substances. We have seen that Eroko Azinjem was using as organism bacteria, not viruses or fungi. And the brine, as I was saying to you, is just the result of the, how can I say, the filtration of AMD. And that brine is very salted. Even the salt that you are using for your cooking is not salted like this. My man, change. We are moving. So in 1998, we found that we have a new method. That is the method that we were using, that we are calling metagenomics, so that when we have environmental issue, we are going easily to understand what we have in our environment. meaning that all the microorganisms, but Iroko selected just bacteria. We have seen that for those who did a bit of molecular biology, the extraction of DNA, the purification and genetic modification. For those who are doing second year food technology, they understand it very well, size, selection, and so on. But anyway, let's move and see the solution. So, this is the solution that Iroko found. You see how many species? We have a lot of bacteria species. You can see on the y-axis the percentage of bacteria. And here we have all those bacteria according to the taxonomy group. But Iroko just chose 5 because by doing all those things, he will spend all his time, he will be retired before finishing his studies. Move forward. Okay. In 2014, that is the first article that I published, and it is based in Oxford Journal in England. So we were just doing metagenomics, as you can see, and the approach is where we are going to find those bacteria. And it is a very good study because actually I'm thinking how to patent also my research. So TUT, move forward. So that is the second part of my master research that I was doing. And we have seen that, okay, according to what I was saying previously, we have those 5 species from H1 to H19. And then we have seen the morphology, the percentage of NaCl, and also the temperature, pH. Those are what we are calling the physico-chemical parameters, because we cannot grow all those bacteria without knowing the inoculum, the quantity of salt, the temperature, and also the pH. So basically, that is what I found, and it's very interesting. And further, we know that in the environment, we have the natural brine water. I was doing my sampling in the Imalasheni reclamation plant, and one of my editor, when the editor went through my master thesis, she said to me, Iroko, do you know that Imalasheni means in Zulu cold? I didn't know. That is why in that environment we are not using the water. The municipality is the only main provider of water. We cannot use water from borehole and so on. If you are using, it's not good, it's polluted. And then, what I did, I collected the natural brine from Imalasheni around Windbank, for those who do not know, and then physical-chemical parameter, pH, and so on, the preparation, because I was comparing also the synthetic, the one that I did here in the water care unit, and the one that I received from Windbank, Imalasheni. Move forward. The same approach was done with glucose. For those who are doing science, you know what is glucose. But here, the glucose was just to enhance. It was like, is the sugar capable to help our microorganism to grow quickly and to remove pollutant also quickly? Yeah, we move. And then the spectrophotometry, we can see the ICP. The ICP is going to enable us to find all the inorganic minerals like zinc, magnesium, and so on. Don't think that we have just NaCl, like, okay, minerals. We have other minerals inside, but we have to identify them before seeing how we can put our microorganism in the incubator, and the incubator will be the shaking incubator so that they can grow within 48 hours. That is the result. You see, from the zero, we see all those, how can I call them, the minerals, from B to ZA. It is around 17 minerals that I was using, and from the one we can see the percentage in ppm. So after that, we have to see in the 1 and the 2 if it decreases. If it decreases, good. That means our microorganisms are working and they are powerful, capable to help us in the industry. Move forward. Yes. And after that, I have seen that, okay, Bacillus anthracis is the best. That is why it's red. And then we can see the percentage of all those minerals removed during the experiment. The same approach was done when I am putting the glucose, because before I didn't put any glucose. By putting glucose, I have seen that H19 Pseudomonas mendotina is the Latin word, is able now to remove this percentage. And the same process was done also with synthetic brine. The synthetic brine is the one that I by myself produced in the lab, and I found that also H19 Pseudomonas mendotina is able also to remove. And finally, I did it in the anaerobic, that means without oxygen. And I found that those are the results. So the same process will be done for the brine in the anaerobic area, and we found that Bacillus anthracis, and we have found that also in the anaerobic part is the same thing when we are not putting glucose. That means we have a good relationship. Good. Move forward, yeah. Now, by putting, you have seen the previous slide, by putting glucose, also H6, meaning anthracis is able to remove. But now, for the synthetic brine, we are moving on to H19, meaning Pseudomonas mendotina. Move. So, as conclusion, we have seen that only in the aerobic part that we can easily remove, and also glucose, because during my experiment, I used a lot of carbon sources like glucose, maltose, lactose, and all those sugar that you know. But I found that glucose is very good for my halophilic bacteria. And maybe for further research, we are going to find that even by using biochemical synthesis reaction. So, I know you like money, that is why I'm moving directly to this, because Iroko is the one who is going to chase out poverty. We cannot do research in South Africa without knowing that after our result, we are going to get a little bit of money in our wallet. Because I have seen few years, because I'm giving classes since 5 years in this campus, I have seen a lady doing having a BTech in chemical engineering. But when, you know, before you came, people were like to strike in TUT. And she was putting a big pancart in front of her. I am jobless, I have a BTech. Because she did not know what to do after studies. But Iroko is the one who is going to give you a bit of knowledge about that. So, I am chasing out the poverty. Move forward. You see, now Iroko changed. He came without this kind of clothes in South Africa. Look how he's handsome now, you can see. Okay. So, finally, Iroko moved in 2016 in Southampton. I was representing South Africa among Swiss entrepreneurs. They selected just 20 in South Africa, but look, Iroko was selected because of the research that he has done during his master's. It's not the PhD research, it's the master research. Look where I am. Move forward. So, the last year, look, I was the position of the best postgraduate in Gauteng province. Do you remember? You can see who I am. Just through research, I can find also partner to be a big boss. Move. Now, for the farm lab, I think that in 2017, God was with me. Look, we did just 1 month because it was in February, now in March. Finally, during the Tshwane University of Technology Farm Lab. I'm telling you, this competition, they were selecting only one in South Africa to go and represent South Africa in UK. But look, a foreigner like Iroko is a finalist. So, in July, Iroko didn't stop the journey. Finalists for the GAP competition. I was at the Innovation Hub. So for those who do not know Innovation Hub, is somewhere next to CSIR. I went there, and then I was also a pre-incubator because being the finalist of Gauteng Accelerator Program for the three, I'm telling you, I was among the 10 in Gauteng for my project, and I was a pre-incubator there. Look how the money is coming easily. Move forward. So, I didn't stop my journey because for me, I am the one who is going to fly around the world. I was registered at the University of Bocconi in Italy, where I received this thing around August, yes, August 2017. I was doing online courses for 6 weeks. You see, I was some postgraduate in South Africa. They can move in entrepreneurship area and make money. And also the last year, because I have seen that the money is coming, I decided to go through a very violent and robust competition for the MBA, and I was selected for my MBA. This year I'm doing MBA, Master Business Administration. Move forward. I want to acknowledge those people, National Research Fund, because without the fund, I could not do my research. You understand? I want to acknowledge TUT, and also I want to acknowledge my sweetheart. Yes, I understand, but I am not understanding that your sweetheart meaning those that the heart is sweet for me, not giving what you are thinking. So, okay, I understand your system, and I want also to acknowledge my supervisor, because through that research, I got my master's degree with cum laude 85.5%. With research, we can be billionaires. Go forward. Thank you so much, and God bless.
Thank you so much.
You can stop.
Hello?
Cool. Okay.